Do you want to add a Request a Quote option on your WooCommerce store? The WooCommerce Request a Quote plugin by WebToffee is the right solution for you. Now, let's see how to add the Request a Quote feature in WooCommerce. Firstly, you need to upload the plugin zip file to your WordPress dashboard. Then click on Install Now to install the plugin. Now activate the plugin. After activation, you can see a Quotes menu on your WordPress dashboard. Now, let's see the general settings for the Quotes plugin. Go to the General option from the WordPress dashboard. Here, we have the general settings for the WooCommerce Quotes plugin. Firstly, choose what type of products you want to show the Add to Quote option. You can choose all products, featured products, or out-of-stock products. Let's choose all products. Now, choose the pages you want to show the Add to Quote option. You can choose single product pages and shop pages. Let's choose single product pages too. On enabling the single product pages checkbox, a new option will appear, asking where you want the Add to Quote option to display on the product page. We will choose Inline with Add to Cart button. Here, you have the option to show Add to Quote option to guest users and logged in users. Enable or disable the checkboxes accordingly. This option allows you to show the Add to Quote button for out-of-stock products. Let's disable the option for now. We can hide the price fields for the products from here. Then, you can hide the Add to Cart button too. We'll look at these options later. Now, enable this option to show Ask for Quote button on the cart page. After configuring the general settings, click on Update Settings to save the settings. Now, let's have a quick look at the front end of our store site. As you can see, here is our Add to Quote button on the shop page. Now, let's go to the product page. We have the Add to Quote button in line with the Add to Cart button. Let's remove the price fields and the Add to Cart button from our store. Enable the Hide Prices checkbox to hide the price fields, and enable the Hide Add to Cart button option to hide the Add to Cart button. Then click on Update Settings to save the settings. Thus we have hidden the price fields and Add to Cart button from our store site. Now, let's have a look at the detailed quote settings. From the Quote Settings tab, go to the Request Quote page menu. Here, add a title for the quotes page. Then choose the fields to be displayed in the product table. Enable this option to show a Clear List button on the Request Quotes page. Here, select any page from the list to redirect the customer after sending the quote request. Provide a custom text to be shown to the customer after sending a quote request. Now, from the Form Settings section, choose the User Registration option. Depending on your preferences, you can make user registration optional, force it, or not ask for it. We will select Make it optional. Next, we can add reCAPTCHA v3 verification for quote request form submission. This will protect your quote forms from spams. To do that, enable the Add reCAPTCHA option. Then, click on the API key pair link to get the site key and the secret key. You will be taken to the Google reCAPTCHA page. Enter your domain label and then choose reCAPTCHA type as reCAPTCHA v3. Specify your domain name here. Add any site owners of your domain. Accept the reCAPTCHA terms of service. Now, click on Submit to complete the process. Copy the site key, then paste it here. Now copy the secret key and paste it here. Here, you have the option to enable your customers to auto-complete the request quote form with user account details. Let's enable this checkbox. Now, click on Update Settings to save the settings. Let's add a quote request from our store site. Go to the View Quote page. Here, we have the Clear List button to remove the product list from the quotes. You can see the reCAPTCHA v3 verification here. Now, let's see the advanced quote settings and email settings for WooCommerce Quotes. Navigate to Quote menu from the Quote Settings tab. Here, you have the option to send quotes automatically to the customers with the actual product price. We will keep it disabled for now. Then, set an expiry period for the quotes. Enable this checkbox here to let your customers ask for quote again for the same products. Click on Update Settings to save. Now, navigate to the Email menu. Select the emails you want to be sent to the admin related to WooCommerce quotes. An email will be sent to the admin when there's a new quote request, when a customer accepts the quote, and when a customer rejects a quote. Here, choose an email to receive WooCommerce quotes mail for admin. You can add multiple emails here. Then select the emails to be sent to the customer for quote statuses. After completion, click on Update Settings to save the settings. Now, we will place a quote request from our store site. From the Request Quote page, we can update the product list. Let's increase the product quantity to 10. Enter other necessary details. Then click on Request a Quote button to place the quote. We have successfully placed the quote request. Here is a preview of the new quote request mail for the admin. Here is how your customer receives the quote request email. They can accept and pay from here, or decline the quote. Now, let's see how a store admin can view and manage the quote requests. From the dashboard, navigate to WooCommerce, then select Orders. On the Orders page, you can see the new quote received status. Here, we have the Quote Sent option that displays all the sent quote details. Let's go to New Quote Request option. Click on the New Quote Request button to view the quote request. You can view the quote details from here. Let's add a discount for the products. Now, scroll down to the Quote Details meta box. Here you can change the expiry period for the quote. Let's add a message to the customer. Then, click on Send Quote to send the quote to customer. Now, let's see how a customer can view the quotes. Go to the My Account page. Then select the Quotes tab. You can view the quotes from here. Click on the quote ID to view the quote in detail. Here, you can view the quote status. The admin message can be viewed from here. Here is the price details for the quote. You can accept the quote and pay from here or decline the quote. Now, we will see how to customize the WooCommerce quote buttons. From the Customize tab of WooCommerce quote settings page, you can customize the buttons. Firstly, enter a text for the Add to Quote button. Then choose whether to show the Add to Quote option as a button or link. Uncheck this checkbox to choose a custom color for the buttons. You can choose custom color for the border, background, and the text. Let's use the Color Picker tool to pick a color. We'll choose a color for the text as well. Likewise, you can choose custom colors for on-hover animation. After making necessary changes, click on Save Changes to save the settings. Similarly, you can customize the Request a Quote button, Ask for Quote button, Accept and Pay button, and Decline button. Here is a preview of the Add to Quote button we customized. We have reached to the end of this tutorial. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.